Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. We look at the charts, the EZA charts made by Misaka, pretty often. But I feel like now is a good time to kind of, like, examine them, and sort of see, like, what we can be working to, and what we're probably not going to be working to. Now, I would say, man, I don't know, 8 or 9 times out of 10, like, usually, basically what I'm saying is it's more than likely that an EZA for a celebration can tie closely to either the celebration theme or the character itself, right? Typically. Now, the infamous one I could think of is the Dokkan Fest Yamcha celebration, right? And the major EZA for him was LR Bojack. Completely random, out of nowhere, made no sense, right? No logic to it whatsoever. There was, like, no connection. It didn't have anything to do with the categories or nothing. It was just completely random, right? But that's not what usually happens. Maybe another one would be, like, Turles. Dokkan Fest Turles came out. This was in, May and June of 2023. And his major EZA was LR Gohan and Goten, which didn't really mesh very well with the Turles celebration, and Turles really could have used, terrifying conqueror type help, and he didn't get it. So, like, with that, understood, we could look at some of these, EZA charts. We have this is the main EZA chart right here. Let's throw a like on that. And then we have the super EZA chart as well. Let's also throw a like on that. So we got both of these. Now, what's funny is I have heard people say, like, oh, Dokkan is going to have to slow down on EZAs. We're moving too fast. They're not going to be able to keep up. But, I mean, remember, we have EZA 2 as a thing. Let's actually lower the zoom on this a little bit. We have EZA 2 as a thing. So, huge, monster popular characters, right? Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the OG Super Saiyan 4s right there, right? Vegito Blue, Rose. Then if we go up, this Vegito Blue and Rose right here, like, there's actually a lot of, like, popular characters who are going to EZA that people will really care about. Now, I think some people could say, oh, but, like, they're stingy with Super EZA, it's not getting us stones or something like that. Oftentimes people do kind of, like, miss what's actually going on. These celebrations usually have, like, a similar amount of stones year by year. Like, it's like, if they drop, like, a celebration rather than, like, 2 main EZAs, they do 2 super EZAs, the lost stones from it being a super EZA rather than regular EZA would just come in other places. This has been a huge discussion point time after time after time again. And if you would look at any accounting of stones per celebration, you would see how similar it always is, right? So, like, that's not just conjecture or making shit up or falling to my knees and sucking the dick of the billion-dollar corporation, which people love throwing that one out too, right? It's just like, like, let's try and, use our brains here. Let's use our noodles, right? So, let's look at the major EZA characters first. Now, one of the big things is, if we jump over here, there is a lot of kind of, like, Wicked Bloodline stuff, from kind of, like, the middle of 2022, right? So we have, the Blue Goku and Vegeta from ROF, LR Golden Frieza, we have LR Cooler and Super Saiyan Goku from that movie, and then we have the Goku and Vegeta and Metal Cooler from that movie. We do also have this Frieza over here, who I think you could tie to it. Right now, this Frieza is not really a character who's necessarily gonna pair up with, like, Cooler and Metal Cooler very well, because he's not Big Bad Bosses, although you can say the same about LR Golden Frieza. He's also not Big Bad Bosses. But, I mean, they could... the only thing this Frieza doesn't do is support, right? Like, this guy, if you were not around back when this guy dropped in 2020, he was... like, so ridiculous, and he did everything, right? He stuns, he dodges, he stacks, he attack debuffs, he has damage reduction, like, he just has everything, this Golden Frieza. And I believe he was the first character that had this, which is just you transform whenever you want to, which, you know what that does? It leads to maximum fun when you could just go, I will transform when I feel like transforming. That is fun. So maybe they could just toss like support onto him, extreme class support or something like that. That would be very good, right? Because he would probably like he's just in a weird spot. Like, you know, because he's Universal's Rival Saga character. He's not necessarily going to be the best friend for, you know, the God Saiyans of the Universal Survival Saga, but then he's also not the best friend of, you know, the Terrifying Conqueror, Big Bad Bosses type character villains. So I think one thing I would like for them to do with that guy is to push him in one of those directions, right? Either make him a nice friend of the Saiyans with, you know, maybe he supports Realm of Gods or something like that, I don't know. Or make it to where he can really assist, again, like the Terrifying Conqueror, Big Bad Bosses type freezes and coolers and stuff like that. Maybe with some type of extreme class support. Like, could you see this guy? So maybe they keep this exactly the same, but then they make it to where he gives extreme class allies, you know, 30% defense for 2 turns or something like that. Like, I could see that, right, on this guy. That would be very strong. But I could definitely see it. So he's there. I do think we're probably going to be getting some major GT stuff going on at some point. I mean, I've talked about that quite a bit in some videos over the last couple of days. So we have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta right there. We also have LR Super 17 right there. But more so than main EZAs, we have a plethora of characters that potentially could Super EZA here. With the 2nd anniversary Super Saiyan 4s, AGL Super 17, and then the original Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega. All of those characters certainly are in range to Super EZA. Now, it's difficult for me to say for sure, like, how far ahead they would go for a Super EZA. I don't really know. The other thing, too, I'm not super sure on yet. We'll find out eventually. Are they going in the unit's original release order? Or are they going, like, kind of, like, you know, it's not going to be 1-to-1, but, like, just vaguely kind of following the original character's release order? Or are they vaguely going to follow the EZA order? Which, for the most part, was kind of 1-to-1, up until the last couple of years where they've kind of gone all over the place, right? But, I mean, there's a lot of huge characters here. They went very far ahead to Super EZA Super Saiyan 2 Gohan for a major celebration. So this is another thing to keep in mind. They will jump way far ahead for a major celebration. Let's look at 2022 major EZAs right here. So we got the first row is done, and then we got the, you know, some Golden Week characters. And then you go all the way to October, and this Kid Goku's already EZA'd. And not only is he already EZA'd, but he EZA'd 3 months ago. Right, for Saiyan Day. And it's because it was a major celebration. So remember, Dokkan, I mean, let's say Global Dokkan Celebration maybe ties into, like, Superhero or something like that. I mean, and, you know, I could see them go all the way down to Ultimate Gohan and Orange Piccolo. It almost feels too early for these guys. I mean, I would be very interested. Piccolo, they gotta work hard to make Piccolo not crazy, dude. I'm so curious. They have to go out of their way to give him almost nothing to not make him super crazy again. Because his strongest asset, I mean, his giant form, I mean, he's still going to have. So, again, that'll be interesting to see. And then Gohan, I feel like Gohan is very easily fixed, right? It's funny, this Physical Ultimate Gohan has had so much arguments and discussion. I mean, of course, not having a Beast Gohan in game and then just making it his active skill was just a silly decision. There's always just been chaos and torment about this guy. Lately, a lot of people have tried to say, oh, he wasn't actually that bad. But, yeah, I mean, he was full of shit, always. The problem with this character, not really my type of character, he struggled for ki. He needed a lot of help with ki. He needed a lot of orbs. And then specifically was this. He needed to super attack. Now, I certainly maybe for other players it worked differently, but this guy, my frustration with additional normals started with this guy because all he would do is give me additional normals when he builds up from super attacks. So an easy way to significantly strengthen this character is just make him build up with every attack performed. That already is a huge path towards, to me, making this guy way better, right? Because this was brutal when him supering and then doing 2 normals was such a common occurrence for me, right? Like, I'd get the hidden potential system all the time, and then it'd be a normal, right? And then he would get fucking mopped away by some of these bosses, man. It was frustrating. His animations are great, though. I mean, I would, and this always kind of felt like a bit like a feather. I mean, on a turn where he goes crazy and does a triple super plus having this active skill, I mean, he's going to amount to a lot of damage. But this should, like, we should do this animation and then just see 999999999 across the screen with this animation, right? That's what we should see. And it should be, to me, I think it should be pretty casual. Like, you know, like he just, like when they EZA him, just 1,000% attack when doing the active skill and guaranteed crit. You know, nothing crazy, just something a little bit light. 1,000% attack and guaranteed crit with active. That's all. Something light. So there's that. We could definitely see Future Saga go huge. We do have these 2 right here. Is it just these 2 for Future Saga? Pretty much, yeah. Looks like it. But remember, back when Dokkan was first starting, that's when Dragon Ball Super was also airing. So they spammed Future so much back in the day. Goku Black into Vegito Blue Rose, then Sword of Hope Trunks into Fusion Zamasu. And then you get, you know, over here, and then we, you know, they go right back at it, right? LR Goku Black and Zamasu, and then, you know, then we get another Vegito Blue and Rose, right? Then we get another Vegito Blue over here, right? Like, there's a lot of Future Saga characters, you know, from like 2017, 2016, that they could, you know, examine for Super EZAs. So Super EZA is kind of a big thing, right? And we have some pretty promising stuff with Super EZAs, right? Characters like Cell and Buhan have been like, and Tech Beerus as well. Tech Beerus has obviously fallen off a bit, right? Because he's 2024 character. But we've had Super EZAs who are so fucking dominant. It's ridiculous. So, like, I like, it's, you know, like, Physical Vegito Blue. Like, is he gonna be insanely OP again? Right? Like, AGL Rose. Like, is he gonna be crazy? Like, it's gonna be so interesting to see how they're gonna pair a lot of these characters in. Right? Like, a lot of these kind of, like, you know, LRs and major EZA characters and stuff like that. Oh, we also have Pan as well as a GT character that could EZA. We've got the Gammas, so there's the superhero grouping they'd go to if they want to. We do have a couple of Saiyan Saga characters, Raditz and Goku and Piccolo, that they could go to if they decide to do that. Oh, and Yamcha as well. I mean, we can't forget about Yamcha. And, I mean, they could always EZA Tech Yajirobe at the same time as Yamcha if they really wanted to. That could be pretty good. I mean, Yajirobe obviously could be very good, you know, for kind of like Earthbred Fighter type characters and stuff like that. So, I think that could be pretty cool. We also have this Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who, I mean, we'll see, well, we've got these 2 Gohans who kind of, we'll see, this Goku and Piccolo. I think that they could pretty easily do, like, a Dead Zone celebration. Like, this would be something like, you know, post Global Dokkan Celebration Dokkan Fest. Could be, like, Domain, Garlic Jr. with Dead Zone Domain. And then, you know, they EZA the Kid Gohan or the Goku and Piccolo at that point, right? You know, we got the Gohan, Tapion and Minosha. I don't know what they're going to do with that. That feels like a LR Bojack type EZA, right? Where it's going to be like Dokkan Fest, I don't know, Raccoon or some shit like that. And they're just going to drop like Tapion and Minosha as like a rant. Like, that's what that feels like. I'm not even sure what they could really do with Tapion and Minosha. I guess the best way to go about it would be, I mean, Siblings Bond has got a lot of characters. Maybe like a new major Beerus or something like that. Like a Carnival LR Beerus or a Dokkan Fest LR Beerus or something. And like then, you know, taping Minato with EZA to potentially support him. I mean, that could work. You know, you have a lot of major Gohans here, Vegetas here. Because you look at this character, you know, they still barely have teams, right? This is crazy. They've gotten no teams since 2021. Storied Figures and Legendary Existence both became categories in 2021, and they've gotten nothing since, which is so crazy. This could be a very interesting character. Remember, their support is quite good. Active skill, multiple turn support. I mean, that shit is really powerful, chat. That is, like, good stuff. So, let me know what you guys would like to see in terms of celebrations, major EZA characters coming up. Now, remember, I've seen a couple people reference it this year. As eventually, they might just say, fuck it, and break this, you know, pattern or whatever. But as of right now, they haven't yet, which is, so, let's use 2023 as an example. Once we reach 2026 and the 11th anniversary happens, the pattern is that they would EZA Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, and then the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and the GT Goku for part 3 of the 11th anniversary. And kind of like in part 3 is when, you know, they kind of just unlock 2023 EZAs. We've seen this year after year after year in a row right now. In this year, 2025, they did actually EZA the Part 2 LRs, technically, before the Part 1 LRs. So what I'm saying is they EZA'd LR Kaioken Goku and Grid Ape Vegeta before LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the LR Gods. But it was Part 3 of the celebration. Both of them, all 4 EZAs were in Part 3 of the celebration. So it's not like it was like way at like different or something like that. But, you know, maybe in the 11th anniversary, you know, part 3 would be Carnival Goku, Carnival Gohan, and the 2 Dokkan Fest EZAing, which feels crazy. I mean, we'll see if they're going to do that. But we wouldn't see 2023 characters EZA under this kind of like pattern that Dokkan is doing until those characters would EZA in the 11th anniversary. So, you know, Kale, Turles, you know, Super Trunks, 23rd World Tournament Goku, Piccolo Jr., oh my god, God Goku. Dude, you, Jesus. Like, there, 2023 was a year, I am rooting for so many. Super Trunks, dude, please make him broken. You know, Kale, Turles. I'm not, like, one of these kids on Twitter who, like, has, like, these, like, overbearing hatreds for certain characters. Like, I hated this guy, like, when he was first a thing. I'm hoping he is supremely OP when he EZAs, right? Like, I just want to see these characters good. You know, Kale, Turles, characters that were treated unfairly in 2023, I'd like to see them be broken as hell. But I would be so fearful of, like, a character like God Goku, who's so popular. And look at him in Legends, too, right? Like, God Goku, dude, he... to me, he's just, like, I don't know, like, the next step, like, leading to, like, UI or something like that. But people fucking love God Goku, dude. So, like, I am in terror. Like, that God Goku EZ announcement comes up, and I'm falling to my knees. Amatsu, don't you fucking dare, man. Just make him OP so that, like, there's... Because, you know, they fumble God Goku, and the negativity swirling around that would be suffocating, dude. That's what happened in Legends, right? Like, God Goku was, like, not it. But then they dropped that platinum equip, and then all of a sudden things change, right? Like, you know, Amatsu, when we need to EZA, like, 23rd World Tournament Goku and God Goku, let's just get the W in the first try, baby. Let's just make them supremely OP, right? And just not have to deal with nonsense. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time.